Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I'm, as always, very happy to be welcoming someone who has seen life up and close and have immersed himself not only in the corporate world, in the field of management, someone who believes in discovering newness of life. So that innovative approach has also brought patent in his fold. But what brings him today to talk to us is not his role as a motivational speaker, it is not his role as a critical thinker, but more as an author who felt committed to present a book which would deal with questions that are commonly heard, not only from the new generation, but also from those who have been Hindu throughout their lives, but do not know some basics related to Hinduism. So, author of The Critical Hindu, Hari Vallabh Bhatt ji joins me today. Namaste Hari Vallabh ji, pranam hai aapko.
Namaskar, Namaskar, sir.
So, Hari Vallabh ji, we will jump towards the book right away. What
Ji.
was it that made you think about a book like this?
Frankly speaking, this particular book is a compilation of many questions which has come across me during my interaction with my family members, with my juniors, with my society, and I have been able to answer them on the basis of the feedback or on the basis of the training which I got from my family members, particularly from my father. I'm from a background of a very religious family from Rajasthan in Dungapur. My father was a Rajguru, and I have seen from a very childhood that my father used to speak to the many princes, the Rajkumars, the king, about their questions on Hindu religions and rituals. So those things were in my memories from my childhood. And when I got this opportunity after my retirement, I thought of writing this book, especially for those who have not very deep knowledge about Hinduism, but they want to know something about Hinduism. And
So let me interrupt you for a quick second. And you mentioned that your father was Rajguru, and you were in Dungarpur, I believe, initially.
yes,
So being Rajguru, if I am not mistaken, is like a revered priest or someone who is guiding about spiritual matters to people. And when you have someone like that as your father, will that idea ever came to you that you should also follow his footsteps? So respond to that. And what is it that brought you to study economics? You did masters in economics, you did diploma from Indian Institute of Materials Management, and then indeed you have worked with some of the important organizations including Reliance. So that is a total different trajectory of life as compared to the kind of life which was led by your father. So talk to me about your decision making process and any pointers about how you should shape your life that you received from your father.
I think you have really touched upon to the idea I wanted to share with you. Actually, from my childhood, the religion has given me so much insight during my during my tenure as a professional executive into the various industries. It has helped me in many ways. I will tell you that when I speak to the people, I really get an idea, and I start comparing their personalities with the religious personalities, and that is how I'm able to deal with them effectively, and that has helped me in a very big way that I'm successful as a professional, because I started my career as a junior officer and I retired as a vice president from Reliance Industries. and it has indirectly or directly helped me my basic knowledge about the religion, the HR, the psychology, and the management style. Everything has inculcated me into my personality, and that is how I am able to now tell you that why religion is necessary to be a successful man in the life.
Okay, so let's come back to your father. What was his name and any early impressions about his personality or anything in particular that you heard from him as a child?
See, my father's name was Pandit Ichhanath Bhatt. He taught the 7 generations of Dungarpur royal family. Basically, responsibilities up to 7 years of a male child of a royal family was my father's responsibility. And till the marriages, the female child, the princess, will be under my father's training. My father will teach them the Manusmritis, the Sanskrit, the Sangeet, and complete sanskar to the level that when she get married and goes to the other royal family as a Maharani, she is supposed to be equally capable of aligning their thoughts and their philosophies with the king of the state where she is married. So that was my father's responsibility. Let me tell you, the Maharani of Bikaner, Sushil Kumari ji, she is the student of my father. My father taught her. And the Maharani of Wakaner in Saurashtra, in Gujarat, is also the princess of Dungarpur state. The Maharani of Suke in Himachal Pradesh is also the student of my father. Dr. Nagendra Singh is taught by my father. Raj Singh Dungarpur is taught by my father in the initial time. And all these things, Dr. Nagendra Singh, if you know, he was the Judge International Court of Justice. And lastly, he reached to the chairman of World Court. He used to come to Dungarpur and meet my father and start asking many questions about religion, many questions about the rituals which we perform. And my father used to explain him step by step why you should do, how you should do, what is the reason. All these things.
Yeah, Harivalu, let me interrupt you to ask you another question which is very, very pertinent for most of us. What we have in our scriptures, and you mentioned about Bhagavatam also was recited or shared by your father, and you have read that too. Plus, all these scriptures have such wonderful ideas of universal oneness and the path of devotion. But in order to apply them in our lives, we probably have not seen many examples where we find that someone has based her life with sincere attention to the principles of dharma. Do you agree or disagree with what I just said? And if you agree, why it is so?
See, the starting of the management, if you talk about earlier days, let's think of a situation where nothing is existing in this world. No law, no rule is existing in this world. What happened? That earlier a man started earning for his betterment, for his stomach, for his food, and then he started working little extra, and he started saving, so that tomorrow he need not to work more, and that is how he accumulated the property. When you accumulated the property, the other man who is in the society, he started snatching, and that is how he needs to be protected by someone. So the mighty man protects him, and the mighty man, since he protects him, he is supposed to pay something to him, and that is how the whole system started. Dharma is nothing but it is a rule. It is a rule of the life. If you are dharma, it doesn't mean that it is for the society. It is for individual first. It is for self first, and then to the society. When you are good to people, the people are supposed to be good with you. So this is how the dharma entered into the politics. And then Raja Maharajas, the kings, they started using dharma as citing an example that you see you have to do this because it is written in the dharma, and that is how there was no constitution earlier. So dharma was the constitution of that particular royal empire, and that is how this particular dharma entered into a common life of of everybody. And this is how the dharma is supposed to be first self and then to the society. If you do not follow certain rules of in life, you are definitely lost everywhere. You cannot find you cannot get desired expected results from your life. So that is why you have to be disciplined with it, and that is how the dharma is necessary for a common man also.
So, the way you have explained dharma, and now let me bring to our conversation, you are talking about dharma, which is universal dharma or Sanatan dharma, and then in the present context, that is what we refer to as Hindu dharma. And then you, having seen secular nature of India and as well as coexistence of multiple faiths, when we say dharma and we talk about Hinduism, that and when we refer to it as religion has slightly different connotations, because in dharma you are talking about the way we relate to the cosmic principles, how the rotation of earth also is an integral part of dharma, and how dharma is related to the change of weather, and multiple festivals are also somewhere helping you align yourself with the flow of nature. So being truthful, being one with the flow of nature and respecting it, and even we have the tradition of worshipping trees and all that.
Now you have you start putting a tilak on the forehead. What is the necessity of forehead? Because the dharma says that the Gyan Bindu is in the center of your lalat, and if it is protected from the outside, it reserves. It has a thinking. It has a process to within. You have to have a thinking and analysis within that. So you are not affected outwardly. That is how the tilak is necessary. You put a yagnopavit. What is yagnopavit? Yagnopavit is a token, is a memory, it's a remembrance that you are following a certain rules of a student, and that is why you have to have a yagnopavit. All these things are not related to the dharma. It is related to the psychology. It is related to the science. Am I able to put my hand on it? That's not.
I think there is one compulsion, being a part of the science-dominated era, we try to seek verification of eternal principles from science, and we do not have enough of the purity of conduct and probably the kind of environment which would help us connect with the inbuilt scientific pattern, which was way beyond the comfort oriented life that we have become accustomed to. Why I say all this is because I personally feel that science lacks certain instruments to discover truth, because it restricts itself to that which is verifiable through senses. Whereas while we are talking about Sanatan Dharma, then the sages who in the Vedic Vangmaya, you come across discoveries that are not possible to verify through senses. And as per my understanding, that which is the creator is beyond cause and effect also. He is beyond time and space also. So anyway, not getting into the philosophical aspect, and the general understanding as I have had is Sanatan Dharma and Hindu Dharma are synonymous in the present context.
Yes.
And religion word also is used. But anyway, let me keep my understanding aside. Let's move to your book. The book's name is a little bit controversial.
Yeah.
Just on the face of it. When you say the critical Hindu, so it is the Hindu who is critical of things around him, or it is a critical look of Hinduism, what it is. And if you care to read something from your book, please.
See, the critical Hindu name is basically for one reason, that it is not like other religion. Like you have in Islam, you worship only Muhammad. When you come to the Christianity, you worship Jesus. But in Hindu, there is no single God. You have a Shiva, you have a Vishnu, you have a Brahma, you have Hanuman, you have got Mataji, you have got Devi, you have got Kalika Mata. You see, there are many gods in India. So
allow me to interrupt. Because we are talking about your book and we are talking about Hinduism, so I want to bring to your attention the core principle of Hinduism, as per my understanding. The God is one. All these are different forms. And in fact, for us, we can reverentially look at Jesus and all the various forms that exist, because for us, nothing other than God exists. That is what the core teaching of Vedanta is, with which Swami Vivekananda came to this shore and who has also inspired you very much. And I understand you are talking about forms, but I just wanted to make it clear for our viewers that Hinduism doesn't believe in multiple gods. It is only one God, and in fact, that is why when we go to temple, we worship in the form of whichever form it is, and we invoke the presence of the divine, and that's how we relate to it. So, please continue.
So that is what I was telling, that the people start telling that which God Hindu religion to follow. So that is where the critique starts, that somebody is following this, somebody is following. So you have got multiple branches in Hindu religion, that somebody is following only Shiva, somebody is following only Krishna. It's not like that. Actually, the religion is one. It is the Sanatan Dharma. But in which form you are worshipping, that is a different thing. So this is one thing which is a point of critiques by the people, by the other religion.
And also,
Second thing.
Sorry. I'm kind of sharing my side also with you. And because earlier you mentioned that astrology is not a part of religion. That also I think is the way it is practiced. It is not. But actually, Ayurveda as well as Jyotish, etc., are also part of Veda. So this is in some way it becomes a part of the profound literature, which is a treasure given to us by our sages in Sanatan Dharma. So if you look at it in the pure essence, then you calculate Muhurta, etc., and so this is a part of Dharma.
You are absolutely right, sir. This is a part of Sanatan Dharma, but it is not the religious part of life. Religious part is that how you connect your Atma to Paramatma. That is more important. How you lead your life to worship the God in a particular fashion, that is different. Astrology and all these things is science. It is supporting Sanatan Dharma, but it is not the Dharma. Dharma is it is individual choice. It depends on individual's performance and individual's dedication to the God. So, and that is how the astrology may support you in your life, but it is not the part of religion. Like you go to a temple. You find an idol, you worship Lord Krishna, but you find that the temple is constructed of a beautiful architecture, and this architecture is performed in a very different manner. So that is not religion. You see, that is an additional thing you get in the life. That is one thing. But the main connection is to the God. It is not to to the sun and moon and Mangal and Guru and
So-
all these things is not important.
Yeah,
This is
Hari-
how I
Hariji,
personally feel.
I hear you, and since we just have a minute or two more with us, so
Yeah.
if I may, and I think we will talk more some other day, but if you read any one question that you have included in the book which came to you from any child.
Yes. I will tell you. See, I will tell you. I have my question number 3 is that what is the purpose of life according to the Hinduism? In this one, I have mentioned that the purpose of the life is to achieve the moksha. Moksha has many meanings. Every birth is for the purpose. No one in this world is born without any purpose. You are here to perform karma and contribution to the society the best of your ability and best of your competencies. And in the Garud Puran, an account of do's and don'ts is clearly stated, and that is perfection. One thing is that the perfection, the most create perfection in the life. We must control our actions and minimize variation. This is the step forward to the moksha. Second is truthfulness. The truthfulness is that we may be right or wrong, but if we are truthful, it does not make differences. Never ever be untruthful to the oneself and to the world. Commitment to the society, commitment to the world, commitment to the people, commitment to the family. And this is how the purpose of life as per Hinduism is this.
Beautiful, very, very well said. And as we conclude, I also recollect one Sanskrit couplet or sloka on dharma, which all I read in the book called Sanatan Dharma by Swami Shri Ishwaranand Giriji Maharaj. But it goes like this: Satyat utpadyate dharma, daya danat vivardate, kshamaya tishtate dharma, krodhat dharmo vinashyati. So you have understood, but very quickly I translated that dharma is born out of truth that you mentioned again and again, and how it increases is through compassion and charity, and it sits on forgiveness, and it is destroyed by anger. So all these were summarized in our conversation through you, and they are reaching to the reader through your book, The Critical Hindu. I appreciate that you have taken your time to talk to us and also to offer this wonderful way of learning about Hinduism through the book, The Critical Hindu. And we'll have more conversations with you, sir. And once again, Hari Vallabhji is a motivational speaker and he's a consultant, and his innovation is also known. It's a pleasure to have interacted with you, sir, once again, with lots and lots of good wishes, and hope to have more books and more contributions from you for Dharma.
Yes.
So,
the last thing I wanted to tell you is that when I see people criticizing the Mahantas and the shlokas and all these things, I really get a very bad feeling about it. And that is how I felt that unless and until the fundamental knowledge is included into the people's young generation, I think this book may not take you to the destination, but it will definitely give you a direction.
Wonderful.
And that is why I thought that it is better that I write and I communicate to the people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. God
indeed,
bless.
that is a responsibility of all of us because that is one of the rin which Hari Vallabhji has taken upon himself to discharge, coming from his father, and not just his immediate father, but from our forefather, from our sages. So, thanking him and thanking all of you with lots of good wishes. This is Ashok.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.